For today's headlines, President Duterte apologizes for receiving Sinopharm vaccine. Travelers from South Asia barred from entering the Philippines. Eleazar named the incoming PNP Chief. PCG confronts Chinese militia vessels off Palawan waters. Cloudy skies and isolated rain showers seen. Good morning, I am Sandy Locos and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Thursday, May 6, and now the news. During his Talk to the Nation briefing on Wednesday night, President Rodrigo Duterte issued an apology for receiving his first dose of Sinopharm vaccine, although it is yet to receive an emergency use authorization from the Food and Drug Administration. The chief executive noted that medical groups have criticized him for taking the jab even without the FDA's approval for its emergency use. Duterte, who has previously expressed his preference for Sinopharm's vaccine, said his doctors recommended it instead of other brands which secured an EUA. Still, the president, who was inoculated only last Monday, said he had already asked the Chinese government to withdraw Sinopharm's anti-COVID vaccines that it had donated to the Philippines amid criticisms from health experts. Malacanang earlier issued a circular barring the entry of foreign travelers from 4 countries in South Asia to the Philippines, starting May 7 to May 14. Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea ordered the new travel restrictions through a memorandum as part of the government's effort to prevent the new COVID variant first detected in India from spreading locally. As stated in the memo, those who had traveled from Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh within the last 14 days preceding arrival were included in the travel ban. Exempted from the restrictions were those who were merely transited through the 4 countries or those who stayed in the airport for the whole time. The government last week barred the entry of travelers from India as a precautionary measure following the detection of a new virus type blamed for the deadly virus surge in the South Asian country. President Rodrigo Duterte has appointed the PNP's number 2 man, Police Lieutenant General Guillermo Eleazar, as the successor of Police General de Bolsinas following his retirement on May 8. Eleazar's appointment as the 6th PNP Chief of the Duterte administration was dubbed as a wise choice, as the incoming top cop was tagged as the best man to turn things around for the 220,000-strong police force. A member of the Philippine Military Academy Hinirang class of 1987, Eleazar's other notable assignments were as Chief of the National Capital Region Police Office and Police Regional Office 4A and District Director of the Quezon City Police District. As the PNP's Deputy Chief for Operations, he also concurrently served as the commander of the police-led Joint Task Force COVID Shield, a body comprised of the PNP, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine Coast Guard, and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology tasked to enforce the national government's quarantine protocols against the COVID disease. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, Your first big break. Your first date. And even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
The Philippine Coast Guard earlier disclosed recently chasing away members of the Chinese People Liberation Army sailing through a shoal off Palawan within the West Philippine Sea. Said incident happened last April 27 while the Coast Guard's boats, with ships of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources in tow, were conducting law enforcement operations and exercises at the Sabina Shoal. The foreign boats left after the crew of the PCG's BRP Cabra demanded for them to identify themselves via a radio message or lead. According to the PCG, after 3 unanswered radio messages, the BRP Cabra and B4 vessels started to approach the ships, who immediately left. On April 29, the BRP Cabra returned to Sabina Shoal and again spotted the Chinese maritime militia vessels. They, however, quickly sailed away upon spotting the PCG vessel. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will experience cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers. This is caused by the easterlies and localized thunderstorms, which can possibly bring flash floods and landslides. The heat index is pegged at between 24 to 35.2 degrees Celsius, while the relative humidity is projected to be somewhere between 47 to 92%. That wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Kachibu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarsito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Kachibu Community. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and Araneta Center. Again, this is Sandy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.